back to Cindy's library, and I'm interrupting Booktober today to bring you a review of The Sunlit Man by Brandon Sanderson, Secret Project number 4. So, we have, of course, lovely end papers, and we have mostly black and white drawings, and even some full color drawings as well. Like all the secret projects, they've gone all out for this, and it includes the black edging, which is very appropriate for this book. The Sunlit Man is the most Cosmere of the secret projects. I would say this is probably several hundred. Well, yeah, it's either era 3 or era 4 Mistborn, or thereabouts, I am guessing. It's probably also about right for Stormlight. It's probably second arc of Stormlight, I'm guessing. Anyway, we follow a man who calls himself Nomad. He is on the run since there are people chasing him. He arrives on this planet. Not one we've been to in the Cosmere before, I believe, but this is a crazy planet. This is a planet where the sun is hot enough that it will literally incinerate you if you are out in the sun. And so the people can only live on the dark side of the planet. And so every day they have to keep moving, planting and harvesting as they go, or else they will be burned, because the sun there is merciless. This affects local politics. Our hero Nomad, he doesn't think he's a hero. He ends up getting involved in local politics, and things go on from there. This is a very fast-paced story. Couldn't put it down. Took me 2 days to read. Quite enjoyed it. I think I'll enjoy it even more when I finally finish at least the last 2 books that have been released and the Stormlight Archive that have been released to this point. Still need to get to those. This, I would say, is similar to Alloy of Law, The Lost Metal, in that the gloves are off. The Cosmere is becoming a multiverse with things mixing in it. So, but for how fast-paced it is, I would say characterization did not suffer. We get plenty of moments of primarily Nomad doing some reflections about what's currently happening or about how he got to this place, literally and figuratively, things like that. So, as for the Cosmere, I think you may enjoy it if you are familiar with the Cosmere, but even only being familiar with about 2/3 of the Cosmere in my case. I still greatly enjoyed it. Like I said, it grabbed me and would not let me go. So that then begs the question, what did I think of the year of Sanderson? How would I rank the secret projects? Which is a very, very good question. So there are several ways we could rank these. If you are talking about artwork, then I would say have to be a tie between Yumi and Tress. Probably have to put the Sunlit Man third, with this one, the Frugal Wizard's Guide, fourth, just because so much of what they did for this one was not, I mean, it was illustrations, but it was more excerpts from the Frugal Wizard's Handbook. Except for Mervin's story. That might put this up with Yumi and Tress. I love Mervin. He's the best little wizard. So if you are talking about enjoyment, I have more appreciation for the Frugal Wizard's Handbook now that I've heard some things, thought about it, that I understand the whole story and situation. Probably was still the weakest one. Well, the one I enjoyed the least. It took me the longest to get into. Probably put Yumi and a Nightmare Painter next. Although, as far as enjoyment goes, although that could change. The reason why I put it lower to begin with is because it is so connected to Asian culture and anime and things like that, and I'm quite familiar with that. So there was, at first, I didn't see much new for me, but that could change on a reread now that I know the whole story and can see the differences better. I have to put this one second just because of how it pulled me through. Sunlit Man, you did us good. And Tress probably enjoyed the most. Loved Tress. Now, if you were asking me which ones are the best, I'd probably have to put Tress followed by Yumi as being the best overall, as far as writing and things like that. Then I'd probably have to put the Sunlit Man, just because of how it pulled me through. But a possible slight knockdown just because of how tight it is to the Cosmere. With this one, Frugal Wizard's Handbook probably being last. But all of this is quite subjective and could quite possibly change on rereads, like I said. It's quite possible that Yumi may go up there on a reread. Anyway, those are my thoughts on the Sunlit Man, and my final thoughts on, well, I guess technically the year of Sanderson is not over for anyone who got uh, the monthly boxes, but book-wise, for the four secret projects, the year of Sanderson is over, and it has been a wonderful one. I have enjoyed it so much. If you were to ask me, is it worth it? Were these books worth it? I would definitely say yes. These books were totally worth it. You can feel how much joy Brandon Sanderson put into these, enjoying himself and just writing things because, and you can uh, feel how much joy he had not to be confined to the Cosmere or to off series like the Cytoverse or Alcatraz or things like that, or the Reckoners. And those definitely come out in all of these books, whatever you might say about their quality. I think all of these books rate at least a good. Some of these rate, in fact, I'd say most of these rate a great. And at least one I think is a new favorite. Looking at you, Tress. You look good. Anyway, have you kept up with the year of Sanderson, either through the Kickstarter or otherwise, since I know um, at least Kindle versions have been released about half a month after backers have gotten their Kindle releases and audio releases in places like Amazon. So, what did you think of the year of Sanderson? What's your favorite book of the four secret projects? I'd love to know. Thank you so much for stopping by. Truly do appreciate it. So until next time, I hope we all stay safe and healthy. And as always, happy reading.